How to DM for a Barbarian. Each class in D&D has unique strengths and weaknesses that make the game more fun. Consider this to make the game more fun for your Barbarians. Combat. A Barbarian's strength is their, well, strength. Barbs are a class more focused on combat, as their highest stats are usually strength, dex, and con. They are all about rushing into melee, then dueling and taking lots of damage. Their rage makes them some of the strongest tanks, so attack them. While strategically it's better to attack the wizard cowering in the back, make the barb feel badass as they take on 5 monsters. They can be challenged with spell effects, especially ones that take them out of the fight, but avoid doing it too often or they will get bored. Skills. They lack skill proficiencies, so make sure to add opportunities out of combat to utilize their strength. A fire has trapped innocent people in their homes, and someone has to save them, or a smug bar patron is arm wrestling and taking bets. Find ways to involve them out of combat, other than being the butt of every "me barbarian, me dum-dum" joke. Magic items. Nothing is better for barbs than a cool new weapon. Consider giving them magical weapons, and maybe even a sentient weapon for them to interact with. How to DM for a bard. A jack of all trades, and a master of, well, most of them, to be honest. Combat. A bard is a full caster, but they tend to play more utility and support focused. They know fewer spells, and rather than dealing damage, they often opt for spells that buff and debuff, so they like facing low mental stat enemies. While sturdier than the wet tissue that is the wizard, they are still on the weaker end. Focusing them makes sense for an intelligent foe, but most monsters aren't smart. Also, please add a visual representation for bardic inspiration so the damn party uses their freaking inspiration for once in their skills. Between having the most proficiencies, expertise, and a jack of all trades, bards are good at everything. Bards often find enjoyment in having many social interactions, so consider hinting at ways to solve problems without violence. Give them opportunities to use their expertise so they can brag about rolling over 30 on a skill check. And don't feel pressured to roleplay adult scenes. I always just fade to black. Magic items. A stone of good luck will make your bards even more ridiculous in skill checks, but they might also enjoy any item that raises their spell save DC. Or the Cloak of Bellowing to make dramatic entrances. How to DM for a Cleric. Branded as the party goody two-shoes heal bot, Clerics are anything but. Clerics are full casters that get their magic from their god, but they are the most versatile class in the game, capable of becoming armored beasts that beat the butts of heretics, to magical powerhouses that can put a wizard to shame, or, yes, beat the best healers in the game. Combat. As the most versatile fighters in the game, clerics can potentially do it all. Challenging them with a variety of encounters lets them use their many tools, but undead enemies are where they shine. Give them swarms of undead to use their channel divinity to scare away the zombies, or make the undead re-dead. Skills or roleplay. Their high wisdom makes them good at noticing things, so hide things that only high perception checks can make, and have NPCs lie to your party, so a good insight check reveals their true intentions. Clerics also have a unique roleplay opportunity with their god. While they probably aren't calling them up to chat, you can make special moments, like giving your clerics interactive dreams and opportunities for them to get close to their god, or inversely, let their god down. Magic items. Creating special items that are blessed by their god is a fun way to reward your players for role-playing their devotion to their god. How to DM for a fighter. Fighters, as the name suggests, fight. They are seen as the most vanilla and boring of classes, but they are the perfect blank slate martial class to paint the perfect character. Thanks to feats, fighters have more options to customize their character than any other class. Their main ability is Action Surge, which lets them go supernova and basically giving them a second turn. They also have Second Wind, which lets them heal themselves in battle, and in the updated rules, lets them roll an extra die when they fail ability checks, letting fighters do more than just fight. Combat. Fighters can use any weapon and armor, gain fighting styles that improve a type of fighting, get extra feats, and in the new rules, weapon masteries that give them more things to do in combat. It's impossible to generalize how every fighter works in combat, but they do more than bonk things with sticks. Read how your fighter works and adjust your fights accordingly. Skills. Other than strength or dexterity skills, your fighter probably won't be great at skills. However, they do get more ability score increases than anyone else, so they have the potential to max out multiple scores if they want. Items. They can use any weapon and armor type, so I recommend giving them options, especially with the new weapon mastery system. It will be fun for your fighter to switch between different weapons in combat. How to DM for a Druid. Druids are versatile, like clerics, but draw power from nature instead of from a god. Their key ability, Wild Shape, lets them transform into animals. While combat is a common use, consider adding puzzles and infiltration opportunities that benefit from clever Wild Shape use, letting the party bypass dangers. Unexpected solutions using their abilities can make players feel accomplished. Combat. Druids will vary in fights based off their playstyle. Melee fighters in Wild Shape, ranged spellcasters, or support-focused healers. Optimize combat by understanding their preferred playstyle and adjusting combat accordingly. Skills. Druids often have high wisdom and skills like animal handling and survival. Provide chances to use these skills, especially animal handling, for calming or communicating with animals. Magic items.
Metal is an unnatural substance that blocks my chakra, man.
Elemental and natural magic items fit thematically, enhancing their favorite game aspects. Items that allow communication with nature and animals are also great, but be ready to roleplay every animal encounter for the rest of your life. How to DM for a Ranger. The Ranger, a half-caster, is often considered the weakest class in 5e, and maybe even after new rule updates. Rangers try to fill many roles, but often fall short, mainly because they suffer from a lack of class identity. Want to be a sneaky scout? Rogues do it better. Want to connect with natural magic? Druids do it better. Want to be able to sneak, use spells, use weapons, and sometimes have a pet? Well, Rangers can do it! Kinda. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything provides fixes that make Rangers better, but as a DM, it's crucial to balance the party with opportunities for every player to shine. Combat. Rangers are typically ranged fighters, but are also effective with dual wielding. They excel at marking one target with Hunter's Mark and delivering consistent attacks. They perform well against both single, strong monsters and groups of smaller foes. Skills. Despite focusing on dex and wisdom, Rangers often get overshadowed. To help your Ranger find their place, work with them during character creation to ensure they have a unique role. Rogues with their expertise can outshine Rangers in dexterity checks. Druids and Clerics can outshine Rangers in wisdom checks. Magic items. It's crucial to help all characters stay relevant within the party. DMs can help by providing custom magic items that enhance Ranger abilities, like using Hunter's Mark without concentration or providing special arrows. Get creative to let your Ranger fulfill whatever fantasy they have. Well, maybe not whatever fantasy. How to DM for a rogue. Rogues are the sneaky stabby types who can steal your heart and your gold. They're masters of stealth, deception, and quick thinking, making them great at getting in and out of sticky situations. Whether they're picking locks or pulling off incredible heists, rogues are all about outsmarting their enemies. In combat, rogues aren't about brute force, they're about finesse. They sneak in, strike hard, and disappear before anyone even knows they're there. Their sneak attack ability lets them deal a massive amount of damage if conditions are met. They are squishy, but they have several tricks to escape from foes or reduce damage. But it's not just about fighting. Rogues shine outside of combat too. They've got skills for days, like lockpicking, stealthing, or talking their way out of trouble. They compete with bards for being the best skill monkeys, as they get expertise in the early levels. Rogues specialize in dexterity, but often choose a mental stat to boost as well, making them potentially smooth talkers or cunning intellects. And don't forget the loot. Rogues love items that enhance their dex or give them tricks up their sleeve, like a cloak of invisibility, boots of elven kind, or gloves of thievery. If it helps them sneak better or escape quicker, they'll be all over it. If you are enjoying this video, check out my Patreon, where you can get access to original monster stat blocks, awesome magic items, and full adventure PDFs every month. How to DM for a monk. Monks are masters of speed, mobility, and precision, making them a unique martial fighter. Not bound by weapons and armor, monks fight with their body empowered by ki, a supernatural force from within. Combat. With high dexterity and wisdom, monks are incredibly elusive, becoming tanks by dodging attacks and shaking off harmful effects with stillness of mind. Their unarmored defense allows them to maintain a strong AC without the need for armor, making them agile on the battlefield. Monks shine when they can move freely, using their speed to dart around enemies, to use their ki to strike enough times to make a fighter jealous and hit the pressure points to leave their enemies stunned. Skills. Monks focus on dexterity and wisdom, which are arguably the best stats in the game. Dexterity makes them excellent at slipping through tight spaces, avoiding traps, and surprise enemies with their stealthy approach. Their wisdom makes them great at spotting hidden threats or detecting lies. Magic items. Monks will love anything that enhances their mobility or key abilities. Items like the Boots of Speed or the Braces of Defense can be game changers, boosting their already impressive speed and defense. The new 2024 rules give the monks a major glow up, helping them where they were lacking in the 2014 rules. With more damage, better tankiness, more consistent focus points, and more things to do with it, the monks will be a force to reckon with. How to DM for Paladins in D&D. Paladins are often seen as the party's goody two-shoes, combining melee prowess with divine magic from a sacred pact. They are our first half-casters, delivering strong melee attacks while also casting spells. This makes them mad, multiple ability dependent, needing high strength for combat, high charisma for spellcasting, and high constitution to not be unalived. Combat. Paladins excel as frontliners, charging into battle, tanking big hits, and delivering powerful smites from the gods above. In the new rules, they can smite only once per turn, which reduces their holy nuking capacity, but still ensures impressive burst damage. Their spell slots are limited, often reserved for smites. Their lay on hands ability gives this holy man a nice touch, and auras make you want to keep your paladin close in every fight. Skills and roleplay. With high charisma, paladins typically become the party's face as they excel in charisma checks. While traditionally lawfully good, they are not bound by these alignments. Roleplay opportunities arise from their oaths, allowing for moments to challenge their oaths. Magic items. Reward their devotion with magic weapons or armor that align with their beliefs. A sword that radiates with the power of the sun would be perfect for a worshipper of the thunder. Additionally, items that boost their ability scores will be highly appreciated by these mad lads. How to DM for Sorcerers. Sorcerers are the magical wildcards of your D&D party. Sorcerers are born with innate magic, be that because an ancestor got freaky with something magical or through some other mysterious connection. Combat. Sorcerers are always compared to their nerdy cousin, the Wizard, as they are full casters that can deal a ton of damage, but have the strength of a wet tissue. While the Wizard specializes in being able to cast a larger variety of spells, Sorcerers have meta magic to twist spells in interesting ways, enforcing that it's not how much you have, but how well you can use it. They have potential to deal tons of damage, control the battlefield, and with a certain subclass can become amazing healers. Skills and roleplay. Sorcerers cast spells using their charisma, making them naturals at being the face of the party. Skills like persuasion, deception, and intimidation can turn the tide in social encounters, and they can even be used to potentially avoid combat altogether. The reasons for their powers can make for fun roleplay opportunities, potentially having them struggle with their newfound powers. Magic items. Sorcerers love magic items that enhance their spellcasting. Think about items like a wand of fireballs, or a ring of spell storage, a staff of power. Don't forget those cool robes that boost spell slots or charisma. Or consider items that will help them not get unalived from a fistfight with a kitten. How to DM for Warlocks in D&D. These spellcasters aren't just studying dusty tomes. They've made a pact with something strange. Whether it's a fiendish devil, a mysterious fae, or a great old one, Warlocks gain their power through deals that often come with a twist. Combat. Warlocks are the most unique class in my opinion. They are full casters, but they work differently than any other caster, as they have fewer spell slots and always fire away at the highest level possible. I think of them as being like a double-barrel shotgun that shoots everything at once, then needs a reload. They also have an insane amount of customization with invocations, subclasses, and spells, making no two warlocks exactly the same. However, almost everyone ends up spamming Eldritch Blast. Skills and roleplay. Warlocks are my favorite class to DM for. Their patrons are built-in plot devices, allowing you to drive the story forward with the help of your warlock. As charisma casters, they are also naturals for being the face of the party, which makes for great social encounters. Magic items. Using their built-in plot device that is their patron, reward them for doing your bidding by giving them thematic items that fit their sugar daddy. Patron. Something with fire and darkness from the devil who they sold their soul to, for example. Because they cast fewer spells than other casters, something that gives them more spells to cast is also always appreciated. How to DM for wizards in D&D. Wizards are unique spellcasters with a love for knowledge. Being the only core class that doesn't use intelligence as a dump stat, they serve a unique role in the party. Combat. As full casters, wizards can do a lot of damage with their spells, but their true strength lies in controlling the battlefield and buffing the party. While wizards lack having healing, they have the largest potential spell list. However, wizards can be quite squishy. Their low hit points mean they rely on strategy and careful positioning. To challenge them, create encounters that force them to use their brains as much as their spells. Make fights that can't always be solved with "I cast Fireball" skills. As likely the only intelligent member of your party, wizards are great for sharing information. You can use them for natural exposition by revealing information from clues revealed with difficult intelligence checks. Magic items. Let's get real. Yes, there are a ton of magic items that a wizard would love to have, but the best thing you can give a wizard is access to more spells. Give them scrolls, grimoires, spellbooks, or even cookbooks with a spell scribbled into it. Wizards have the most potential to learn spells, but it's wasted if the DM never gives them new spells. They also need a lot of money to copy those spells, so have the wizard dance and make it rain, so those smart boys can make the most of their magic. How to DM for Artificers in D&D. After the 12 core classes, Artificers are the only new class to make their way into D&D. They don't just cast spells, they build their magic. Need a flamethrower? A force field? A mechanical servant? They can create it, even crafting their own magic items. However, keep in mind that they might not fit thematically in every fantasy world. Combat. Artificers are unique. They have more spells than half-casters like paladins and rangers, but fewer than full casters. They enhance allies with magic items and infusions, boosting via creation. Depending on their subclass, they might focus on support or turn into powerhouses that deploy turrets or Iron Man armor. They can feel less satisfying, unless you find joy in your friends' successes. Skills and roleplay. Artificers are the only other brainy class after wizards, using intelligence as their main stat. Besides intelligence skills, they excel with various tools. Get creative with these tools. Make them just as crucial as other skills. Collaborate with your Artificer on how to fit them into your world. Magic items. Artificers can attune to more magic items than any class and craft their own. In low magic games, they may feel overpowered. In high magic settings, their items might seem less impactful. Consider giving them blueprints to craft additional magic items for the party.